Warning, the opinions expressed in the following program are that of the host and or guest. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Complex Networks, Yahoo Sports, its affiliates, or any employee thereof. This show may contain adult humor and profanity and may not be suitable for general audiences. Now that we got all that corporate bullshit out the way, let's start the show.
Welcome to Super Bowl 53, the biggest television event of the year. And here comes the punting unit for the Rams again.
Damn, this Super Bowl boringer than a motherfucker.
And Johnny Hekker will be in to punt it once again.
Sean McVay? The hell are you doing here?
Yeah, shouldn't you be at the game?
No, have you seen the game? It's boring. We can't even score a touchdown. Let's see what we got. Oh, my favorite! Lions chasing gazelles!
And it looks like they're gonna go for it on 4th down here.
Wait, what? Ooh, finally some action.
Just kidding. It's Hekker out to punt again. And Johnny Hekker now has the record for the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
Oh, that's her boy!
This is the best game I've ever seen in my life!
Welcome back. Welcome, everybody, to Mostly Football. We are back from Atlanta, where we had an above-average time. That's Marty, who was the king of the Super Bowl. It was insane walking around with him. That's James Davis, who thought he was at Magic City the entire time. I'm Ben Lyons, and I'm still pissed off about the Knicks trading the unicorn. I know it's for the best, but he was our only hope. All right, Martellus, you said it was going to be like a death of 1,000 cuts, a Patriot assassination. You were absolutely right. What do you make of the whole 13-3 most boring Super Bowl ever?
Well, I just thought that the defense, you thought one of the highest scoring offenses coming to this game with the Rams and being able to be shut down and not even really just make any big plays. They had a couple plays here and there, but they didn't get anything going the entire night. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't throw the ball. They couldn't move the ball, and it's how you have your guru of a coach who's supposed to be one of the brightest minds, and he couldn't find a way to get in field goal range multiple times. You know, he couldn't get in touchdown range any. It's just like, and you have this guys, you got all these star players. You got Todd Gurley, who I don't know where he was. Then you got, they couldn't get to the quarterback when Brady was throwing the ball, so it was just kind of.
It was just a mess. It was a mess. It was the lowest rated Super Bowl in 10 years. There was so little action, in fact, that Mercedes-Benz tweeted, "If the game weren't in my stadium, I would have driven away by now." James, was this the most boring Super Bowl that you can remember?
Man, heck yeah. I mean, it was awful. It was just like no highlight plays, no passes. It was.
Commercials were kind of weak.
The commercials are always weak. They do terrible job with commercials these days. It just sucks. Like everyone, it's not even the tradition anymore. Commercials are supposed to be the best part of this game. This was a chance for commercials to really shine, like really stand out. Like we may not remember the game, but we'll remember some commercials. How many commercials do we actually remember from the game?
The one with everybody in football except for Marty.
That was the best
that was
commercial.
Like the
Everything
only one
else?
that was good. Yeah.
But what was that commercial about?
Football? I don't know. I'm not passionate yet about the commercials. All right, huge show today on Mostly Football. DC Young Fly's coming by. Tony Rock is here to play How Many Fucks, plus Chiefs cornerback and Marty's rookie training camp roommate. I can't wait for these stories. Orlando Scandrick is in the house. Plus, if Marty's former teammate, Rob Gronkowski, does choose to retire, what's he going to do next? Marty has some thoughts on that. And can someone tell me what the hell happened with Todd Gurley? Plus, Jason Garrett on a short leash. Is Sean Payton primed to be the Cowboys' next coach? And we went the extra down with some of the biggest names at the Super Bowl with some really hard-hitting questions like, who are the harshest fans in the NFL?
My first time with the Philly, I threw 5 touchdowns. They threw a crab leg at me. A whole crab leg.
I wonder why they did that.
Did he take it with him?
Yeah, did he give them the crab leg to then throw back at him?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous. All right, we start, of course, with Super Bowl 53, New England's 6th title. Everyone says if you give Bill Belichick time, he'll find your weakness, and that's sure enough what happened. The Pats held Sean McVay's high-scoring Rams, who came into the game averaging nearly 33 points a night, to just 3 with 0 trips inside the red zone. 0. Marty, you played for Belichick. Did you just outcoach him? Like, really, what the fuck happened?
I really don't know if it's like the best thing about the Patriots is they don't really have an identity. right? They're able to do whatever it takes to win a game. If this game, I need to run the ball 40 times, they run the ball 40 times. If we need to play, if we make a slow scoring game and keep the ball control, wherever they want to do, it's not just like what's happening on the field. It's a strategic plan throughout the entire game. Like, hey, we need this to be a low scoring game. We don't want it to get wherever. I don't know how they want to go approach it, but I think the thing about the Patriots is their identity they could become whatever they need to win the games. Most quarterbacks don't want to hand the ball off 25, 30 times in a game. Tom Brady doesn't have an issue with that because the most important thing to them is winning. You know what I'm saying? So whatever works is what they're going to do. And I think other teams have identity. So you could take their identity away, and then who are you?
Right. If the Rams aren't a high-scoring offensive juggernaut, then what are they? And they can't win those games in the trenches like that. And your former QB's got the same number of rings now as Michael Jordan. TB12 wasn't perfect, but he was clutch in the fourth quarter when the Patriots, of course, needed him the most. The 41-year-old says he plans on playing until he's 45. And I know I'm not going to doubt him. James, you doubting TB12? Like, what motivates this dude in year, I don't know, 212?
Now it's just about, legacy, record books, what he's going to say in his speeches down the line, talking about how he accomplished this. But, I mean, honestly, unless he plans to put out, like, some vegetable book or some cookbook or some, like, lifestyle, like, health, like, videos, I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Like, we get it. You've won. Now, at this point, even if he got more rings than Jordan, like, it's two different things. So I don't get it, man. Save your body.
Yeah, like, what motivates him, you think, at this stage in his career?
I mean, what motivates anyone? I mean, I think he's addicted to winning. Like, we all have these different addictions to things that we like, whether it's books, reading, some people are addicted to drugs, or whatever it may be. I think for him, he just enjoys playing the game. Like, he loves it, right? So why would I stop doing what I love if I'm still capable of doing it, right? So that's like the biggest thing. He really loves the game, and he really loves preparation. He loves competing. And he's not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that football feeling anywhere else in the world. And I think he realizes that from now, the way that he loves to feel, the way the game makes him feel, he can't get that anywhere. So he wants to enjoy that as long as he can. And he keeps redefining himself and recreating himself so that he can still be competitive at a high level.
I mean, he's pretty much like make me retire. He's like, look, I won the Super Bowl this year. If you want me to retire, don't allow me to win Super Bowls. And now I get it, actually. I feel you. Like, if he's getting to this point, make me retire. If he's 47 and he's still making it to the
winning Super Bowls, and he's like, I just never thought I'd get here a 14th time. Got to savor the moment.
It's not the rest of the league to make this dude retire.
Yeah, it's not like he's never in. He's always in the talks of who's going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just losing and they're not losing 10 games or losing 10 games and not competing. He's always competing for a Super Bowl. So as long as he's always competing for a Super Bowl, that's the only thing that matters.
That year they go 7-9 and don't make the playoffs. That's when he's like, okay.
All right, I might have lost a step. But the New England Patriots are absolutely the only team in the NFL where it's always Super Bowl or bust.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely bust for the Rams. That sucked on Sunday. If the Patriots were tight the night before the game, well, their owner sure as hell wasn't. Marty, check out Brother Kraft on stage with Cardi B at the Fanatics party. I don't see Jerry Jones or Dan Snyder or any of the other squares doing that. Marty, you say Robert Kraft likes to give his players kisses on the cheek as well. His post-game kiss with Brady was analyzed like the Zapruder film, with people looking for lip-on-lip action. It took me back to Peyton Manning kissing Papa John. Why is everybody making out at the end of the Super Bowl? Baby and Lil Wayne. I don't get it. What's going on with the way the Patriots are celebrating here? It looks like everybody's just living life, huh?
I mean, I don't know why.
What do you remember about what immediately happened after the game when you guys won the Super Bowl? Like, where do you guys go? How does the rest of the night unfold?
I mean, there's a lot of confetti, and your jersey changed colors from laying in the confetti, which is a great thing, great problem to have. I still have my jersey stained from confetti and sweat because it was hot out there when we was winning that game. Then the first thing you do is look for your family, right? I didn't realize the game was over. I forgot that, like, in the overtime, once you scored, that was it. It was just like, we won? Like, is that it? We're done? Because I was so focused and locked in. I was just ready to keep going and keep going. So that was super interesting. But then, like, you just look for your family. You look for your loved ones. You celebrate with one another. Like, a lot of guys are crying, and, it's like this big deal. And
you get a kiss from Kraft? And Brother Kraft comes by with some smooches for everybody?
Nah, I mean, you got to think also, they've been together for 18 years.
That's what it is.
Like, they're like father-son type relationship now. You know what I'm saying? You got to think he's 41 now. He came in, he was 23.
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
he's seen life, his whole life.
Yeah, so he's like that. And quarterback and ownership has a different relationship from every other player on the field. Like, ownership, the quarterback flies on a private plane or things like that. Like us, we're just the peons. You know, we're the field workers.
Plus, Kraft had Brady's back when they were trying to move him out. You know, so they super tight.
Yeah, they're super tight. And then the best thing is like when Kirk Cousins got in with the owner in Washington. People didn't like that because he has too much power. But Brady wins and Kirk Cousins doesn't.
That is true. Shout out to Kirk Cousins. He's been celebrating his offseason for a few weeks now. All right, as soon as this next guy was named Super Bowl MVP, well, then the conversation erupted around sports media. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? The slot receiver's been clutch in 3 Super Bowl victories, but he's only had 2 1,000-yard seasons in 10 years, and he's never gone to the Pro Bowl. Marty, does your buddy belong in Canton?
It depends. I mean, if T.O. struggles to get in, then you can't really put Julian in, right? You know, even if you go for numbers, right? If most of the guys you talk about, the Hall of Fame is really about numbers. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many guys who don't have, like, big numbers that make it. Is he a Hall of Fame guy as in character and what he's done on the field and what he's contributed to the team and his role on the team? Then yes, but it's a Hall of Fame for the Patriots. Like, definitely he's going to be in the Ring of Honor for the Patriots. I mean, if you start thinking about his career stats and the numbers that he puts up, you know, I don't know if they're like Hall of Fame numbers, but he has Hall of Fame moments. Right?
The numbers are eerily similar.
Hall of Fame moments.
The numbers are eerily similar to a former tight end turned animation genius, actually, if you look at them. So Marty's numbers and Julian Edelman's numbers are pretty identical. They both have the same number of receiving touchdowns. Julian had 22 career fumbles. You only had 4.
A couple. I don't even know if that's right.
Marty had 433 receptions. Julian had 499. You both won Super Bowls. I mean, they're right there. So if Julian Edelman's going to the Hall of Fame, I think Marty B deserves.
Well, I'm in the best Hall of Fame you could possibly be in, Ben, James. I am in the Hall of Fame of life. I mean, I'm winning at life. And so who the fuck is in charge of Hall of Fame of life? When do we get that award? When are they going to send me my trophy for Hall of Fame of life? Because I've been killing this shit at a Hall of Fame level for 31 years, going on 32 in March.
Well, there's at least 4 weeks of Marty's that were dedicated to you.
So, I mean, yeah, if you win the award that's named after yourself 4 times, I think you're in the Hall of Fame. You're in the Hall of Fame. All right, staying with guys who catch touchdowns from Brady. Marty, will Gronk ever play again, or is he absolutely done? What are we going to see next from Gronk?
Gronk doesn't need to play again. I mean, does he? Like, what else is there for Gronk to do? He's the best tight end to ever play the game, right? The numbers are crazy. He's changed the position. He's won 3 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowls, however many he's been there. He's been competing at a high level for a long time. His body's starting to break down. Do you really want to put your body through that after you have nothing else to prove?
All right, so you play his agent. Let's say he retires. Like, what do you start him on his next career? What do you put him?
We're putting him on the same track as The Rock. You know, we're gonna do some movies where you're saving the world. Maybe some Die Hards. Some kind of Die Hard. Maybe
I think like The Rock too, he could do the thing where like, oh, he's left with a 4-year-old daughter for the weekend. Like, what's he gonna do? Like, daddy, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Tooth Fairy or something. Like, there's a lot of bad movies with Gronk's name on it. That's what I'm saying.
We should write those movies. Hey, Gronk, let us write your bad movies.
Last year, it was Malcolm Butler not playing. This year, the biggest Super Bowl mystery. What the fuck happened to Todd Gurley? Seriously, Gurley led the league in touchdowns this year, but in the biggest game of his life, only carried the ball 10 times for like 35 yards. What happened? Marty? Gurley insists he was healthy. McVay said the plan was always to alternate between Gurley and C.J. Anderson, who'd been on the team for like an hour and a half. I don't know. Who you believe in this? What happened to Todd?
That wasn't always the plan.
It wasn't, right?
Because C.J. wasn't on the team.
That's what I'm saying.
C.J. had been on the streets for months, not on any team. So when Todd loses his leg, you go sign C.J. Then you think he could just take a little of the pressure off of Todd. I think a big thing with the C.J. having success, I think it's hard for a running back when another running back has come in and has success as well. So that to compete when you never had 2 backs, do it at the same time. Like not like Alvin Kamara and
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, Mark Ingram down in the Saints. They've been that dynamic duo. When you've been the guy that carried the offense and you've catching the ball, you're running the ball, you're moving the ball, it's a struggle when you come in and see another guy have success and you're not able to get success at the level that you've been doing because of your body, and they try to find a way. But if you're not healthy, you know, it's kind of hard to play when you're not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think happened to Todd Gurley? Is it just a case of the comedians where he's like, oh, another stand-up has a great set. I guess I can't ball out too.
I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like the coaching staff were prisoners of the moment and they saw the productivity that CJ got and they tried to split it. But, I mean, I feel like if you're a good coach, if you have a good offensive line, good offensive coaching, you make opportunities for Gurley to be successful. And if they can't do that, it goes back to the coaching staff.
If I'm picking a back, I'm not picking Gurley first anyway.
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge, like, James with some serious X's and O's?
I know, he's talking
It took like 20 weeks.
Prisoner of the moment.
But really got there. I think it was like a spot-on analysis of what
Even
happened
when I'm
with
saying
C.J.
the shit
Anderson
I'm
and Todd Gurley.
I'd be half doubting it, but I'm like, no, this makes sense.
That actually was
This
some real
makes
football
sense.
talk.
I
Well
don't
done.
really feel like Todd Gurley makes a lot of people miss.
Yeah, but he can't
Real
make
talk.
a miss if he doesn't have the ball, and they weren't even using him as a decoy. It was just like a shell of himself.
I
was on
haven't
the MVP
seen that Todd
conversations.
Gurley
Yeah.
game. I haven't seen that Todd Gurley, Barry Sanders game where I was just like, oh my, in the postseason, where I'm like, oh my gosh, game changer.
I mean, if I pick
I've
it
never
backs,
seen it.
If I pick it backs, I'm going. I think Ezekiel Elliott is harder to tackle, harder to get down. Saquon Barkley, like this guy's crazy. I even take some of the backs in Seattle. The way they're running.
Backs in Seattle, he's obviously like a top 5 back.
I'm talking about
I'm talking
running. I'm talking about running style. All that spread around, like there's not too many backs that could really do that in the playoffs because they take that away. And if you're the key to the offense in the playoffs, people are just focusing on you. And you get against these smart coordinators. Let's take Todd away and make everybody else beat us. So the thing is, as a coach and as a quarterback, you realize that they try to take Todd away, so you don't have other plans to get him the ball. So you don't force feed it to him.
Right. So they basically let him take him away.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. So it's like in basketball. They double teaming somebody. Does he not shoot the ball? No, he still shoot it. So but there's a lot of guys that you can't really take away because of their running style. Like they're downhill runners. Like that's how they hit the hole. They're gonna hit it hard. They're gonna pound you all day. You got Adrian Peterson, who you have to deal with. You have to stack the box. Even when you stack the box, they still run it. Ezekiel Elliott still running. Saquon Barkley still running. Like these are guys that really. Le'Veon Bell, you can't take Le'Veon away because he's a little more dynamic than CJ is to me with the way that he runs route and the way that he moves. Things like that. Like a Matt Forte. Like you couldn't really take Matt Forte out of the game. You know what I'm saying? But things like that, like. The strategic way they run the plays and the way they do their game off the play action, which opens up the run. They do a lot of play action. But if you take the run and stop the run, none of the play action shit works for Jared Goff. So now what Jared Goff has to do, he has to drop back 5 steps, 6, 7 step drops, and just read and pick the defense apart. That's not his game. He lives off the play action where things open up and a back step up and they throw it over the middle of the field. And then they have a lot of crossing routes with man-to-man. But now if you beat up the receivers and you mess up that timing, because everything that Jared Goff does is on timing, then it really fucks him up because he's ready to get rid of it. And now you're hitting him in the mouth, and he's not the type of guy that want to get hit in the mouth. Every time he get hit in the mouth, you can see it in his eyes. He has that look in his face like, oh shit, they just hit me in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? So like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? So like if they don't have the play action, they don't have, so he can't just drop back and hit the outside deep curls and beat them one-on-one because they don't have a big receiver with that either. So you got smaller receivers who you have to use to get open off of play action and things like that. So if Todd Gurley's not opening up things, that offense kind of condenses, and now you have to rely more on Jared Goff, which I don't think that he's that quarterback.
I like James's X's and O's more. No one enjoyed the Rams losing more than the entire city of New Orleans. Michael Thomas trolled LA, tweeting, "Y'all better score more than 3 points in that new stadium." Oh, zinger from Thomas.
Bang, bang.
Ted Ginn went with, "Don't cry now, LA." Well, the Times Picayune featured this front page. Super Bowl? What Super Bowl? Oh, Picayune. Then there was the obituary of a New Orleans resident and a lifelong Saints fan named Henry Jumi? Henry Jumi? Jom. Rest in peace, Henry. In his obit, it said that he died 5 hours before kickoff last Sunday because he was determined not to watch the Super Bowl.
That was great. That's a great way to die.
Yeah, just go out before kickoff, go off during the pregame show.
I don't want anything.
How do you know if you won your prop bets?
I don't give a damn. If I died, I don't care what team I root for, any of that shit. That's what they write on my obituary, obit thingy majigga. I felt that life.
Well, good thing you're in the Hall of Fame of life. We already got that covered.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Big Easy, are the Saints about to lose their coach? With Jerry Jones refusing to give Jason Garrett an extension beyond next season, a lot of people are speculating that Sean Payton will eventually take over in Big D. Marty, you've played in Dallas, you played for the Cowboys. Do you like the idea of Sean Payton coaching Dak and Zeke?
Is it refusing? I mean, he's gave him several extensions over the year. It's really like, hey, look, I've been paying you. Now it's time to show me what my money and where we're going. Like, I want more results. I want results. I expect to win. Sean Payton, he's getting there. He's always competing for a championship. You know he's there. He came from Dallas. I think he was there with Bill Parcells, if I'm not if I'm not incorrect, which I'm incorrect all the time when it comes to this football history shit. And but I think Sean Payton is a great guy. I don't know, like, because Drew Brees is leaving, do you go to a new place and start a whole new thing in another area? Dallas, you get around. I don't know. Sean Payton's a good dude. Jason Garrett has to come through, win some more games, and be better. Right now, he's like
they need to be more
Jeff Fisher to
consistent,
me.
right? They need to be more consistent.
He's like Jeff Fisher to me.
Like they randomly win a playoff game, but then they spend the first half of the year like at 500. So the consistency thing with Garrett is why he doesn't get an extension. But Sean Payton's one of the best coaches in the league. So if he were to come to Dallas, that would definitely make them one of the favorites.
If you just took if you just did the number of wins and you did the average of wins that Jason Garrett has gotten as a coach, you will end up with 8-8.
Look, I don't know my football history facts either, but speaking of Sean Payton, if he bothered to watch that boring-ass Super Bowl, you know what he didn't see? A weed commercial. CBS rejected the ad that showcased the medical benefits of cannabis, but the network did air a Scientology spot called Curiosity. Yeah, I'm curious. How the fuck does that make sense? And why can't we get our weed commercials, guys?
I didn't know, like, religions were out there taking full ads in 60-second spots.
Oh, Scientology is spending money.
Right.
I know that for sure.
Yeah, that's $10 million of the church's money.
Right. Tom Cruise paid for the ad? Like, I don't know.
I mean, here's a quick little James story. One of my first gigs, I was in the Scientology ad. I went over there to Hemet. I was in the whole castle, everything. It was very, very scary. But
I just feel like for me,
the Boy Scouts and Scientology, your path
I've
to
lived a life.
comedy stardom is very
he's
odd.
moving away from Black History Month as far as possible. My thing about this is the NFL. Like, they have all these alcohol commercials, right? Like, there's so many different alcohol commercials. Alcohol is poisoning your body. There's no benefits from drinking. There's no health benefits from drinking. Not one. From beer, wine, what they say, you drink wine a day, your heart gets better, but ain't no wine commercials at the Super Bowl. It's all beer and a bunch of white people in the bar sliding across the can across the stage. That's what it is. Have you not watched the commercials?
Yeah, but like there are other like ethnicities.
Not at the Super Bowl.
Beer commercials.
Not really. They sprinkle in the background. Those are what we call blackground characters. They're not the main characters in the thing. But my whole issue is with you could advertise and tell people to drink, but there's another thing out there that gives benefits to people, marijuana, that you can have a fun time with. It's
the Pepsi halftime show. You know what's not good for you? Fucking Pepsi.
Yeah, word.
Speaking of halftime shows. The only thing more boring than that game was the halftime act. This time, no one gave a shit that a singer flashed their nipple. Maroon 5 was bland as fuck, and adding Travis Scott and ATL legend Big Boy felt forced. It proved what we already knew going in. Adam Levine was a horrible musical choice. Am I right, fellas?
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of like some songs that Maroon 5 has.
Yeah,
but to bring Adam Levine to Atlanta,
live shows and all that.
The craziest thing though is, where did you find an all-white marching band in Atlanta?
Yo, that was crazy.
What? Where did you get that from? All-white marching band in Atlanta?
I disagree with you on the alcohol commercials. The all-white marching band was kind of
like, bro, I'm like, dude, where did you find this? Like, who did this? Who picked these people? Like, Adam Levine, he was set up, right? He was a martyr. He was a part of initiation for the NFL, right? He got put into a situation where he tried to have to make the most of it. They had to force people in there, they tried to fix the problem that they knew they did when they hired him to do the job. And that messed him up even more because he couldn't really just be out there. He is out there trying to dance with Sleepy Brown and Big Boy, and it just looked so awkward. And they weren't paying attention to him because I felt like they felt some type of way that he had the main stage. And I don't know what Travis Scott did. He didn't even perform. He just dropped in and dropped out. And what the hell was SpongeBob doing there?
That was Travis Scott.
I know, but
yes, the Super Bowl halftime show sucked, but James, you and I agree. There was one amazing moment thanks to our friend Big Boy.
And that's when he said ATL ho 3 separate times at the end of the performance. No cut, no bleep, ho. ATL ho. Yeah, that was just so authentic. I just loved it. And of course, that's the best part, that they didn't know.
No, they couldn't know. They didn't know because this is what you have when they mess up the culture, right? You can't go to Atlanta and with all these legends and the music that Atlanta makes and bring Maroon 5 to Atlanta. That's like I said, that's like bringing potato salad with raisins in it to the barbecue. You cannot do that. Next time, if you have someone up in the office that's like, hey, look, Goodell, rest of the team, I know y'all like Maroon 5 and your kids listen to it, but you know who else your kids listen to? Future, Outkast. You know what I'm saying? Young Jeezy. Like, just do a whole montage of man,
Atlanta.
Stupid.
And it was Black History Month. Can we just get a whole Black History performance? Either way, Maroon 5 was no Beyonce, that's for sure. Queen Bee and Hove are so into their vegan food, they issued a challenge to fans. Try their plant-based diet for 22 days and enter a chance to win free Beyonce and Jay-Z concert tickets for life. Marty, you giving up some Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits for a chance for lifetime tickets to Beyonce and Jay?
Fuck nah, because I can buy my own tickets. And I just don't think, like, they're going to retire soon.
You,
like they
own tickets to what? Just
the show. If I want to go to the show, I could just go to the show.
Anything that requires a ticket for admission.
Right.
I guess.
I just don't feel like, don't try to con me into doing your religious ways. It's like.
Not religious.
Your food religion. A food religion.
Not a food religion.
It is a food religion.
Black people are dying of hypertension and so much health-related shit that if they can use their Beyonce, Jay-Z fame to get some people to not have so much bullshit in their diet, I salute them. Now, at the same time,
who's gonna change their diet for the Beyonce tickets? Motherfuckers can't change their diet for their own health.
Exactly.
This is not gonna help them do it.
Right. They can't do it for their own health, but they love Beyonce. Have you ever seen her live? Have you ever seen her live?
They don't love Beyonce enough.
You need Bok Choy. You need Bok Choy to go see her live.
Have you seen her live?
I would not eat that.
Have you seen her live?
I think I have been to a Beyonce.
You don't
concert.
think you've
No, you definitely have.
I don't know if I've been with my wife.
You've seen her live.
I don't know. I think Beyonce's wonderful. I think she's great when she performs.
Get on that.
But I'm not gonna go vegan. They're gonna be a bunch of meat eaters at Beyonce concert.
I will go tofu to see my boo.
Are you gonna go on the run? You gonna run away from the meats?
I am on the run to Veggie Grill right now.
All right.
Fans of 21 Savage, who I'm sure is not a vegan, even though that's not researched, it's just my feeling. They were shocked when ICE arrested him for being in the country illegally, and now he faces deportation. A local legend, he's been repping the east side of Atlanta for years. Turns out 21 Savage is actually a UK national who came here legally in 2005 when he was 13, but his visa expired a year later, and now they on his ass. How y'all feel about that?
The fucked up thing about this is that his visa has been there for 4 years. They haven't done the documentation for the process for 4 years. Like, that's the issue.
I just want to see the same people coming out and speaking out against ICE. I want to see them continue to speak out against ICE when it's taking an artist like 21 Savage out of the United States, who's clearly built a life for himself here, built a career, he's been responsible, never gotten any serious trouble with the law, to my understanding. Why would this person be forced to leave the country? So the same people are speaking out against ICE. Let's see if they speak up for 21 Savage.
And the other thing, too, is like he either have to forfeit his visa, which means he can never come back here or whatever, or he has to sit in the detention center for 6 months as the process goes on. Like, that shit's crazy.
That's BS. Either way, Cardi B's got Sav's back after conservative commentator Tommy Lahren tried to be funny, tweeting, "I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ICE agents ready to deport you," which is kind of funny. Cardi, who famously...
It's not funny at all.
No, the parody of the song is funny. I mean, whatever, Brad. I laughed. Cardi, who famously bitch-slapped Tommy in her tweets, warning she dog walker, broke off another one tweeting, "Don't make me get my leash." You know what? Here's what I'll say. If it didn't come from Tommy Lahren, it would have been funnier. But I get it. It's a serious issue. But we laugh at a bunch of serious shit. So me as a comedian, if something's funny, it's funny. Anyway, unlike Cardi, maybe Liam Neeson should shut the fuck up. While promoting his new revenge film, Neeson admitted that after a friend was raped 40 years ago by a black man, he walked the streets of Ireland looking for revenge by killing, quote, "a black bastard." Neeson insists he's not racist, saying he cured his primal urges for revenge the usual way, by seeing a priest and power walking.
Why these guys are using like talk shows for therapy sessions. Like, he's like lying down on the couch and just talking about his deepest, darkest, scariest fears, and it's just like,
where is Liam Neeson's PR person? I would have been like, no.
We wrap it up.
This story.
Not
this
up.
story. Not on
Ask him if they're gonna do more take-ins. They're gonna do more take-ins.
Right,
Ask him that.
exactly. Let's talk about that. And by the way, if you're searching for black dudes in Ireland, you're gonna be walking a long time. I can't find a black bastard anywhere. Where are all the black bastards?
Yeah, but what if she was lying?
Huh?
What if she was lying?
Oh,
first
man,
of all,
Marty's in a mood today. All right, coming up
No,
next.
I'm saying, like,
to play How Many Fucks.
You never seen Rosewood?
Tony Rock is here, and he definitely can't play the guitar. I don't know what the fuck's going on in the greenery room. But first, things just have not been the same between Bill Belichick and Sean McVay since the Super Bowl. One man can mend the fences, however, paging Dr. Trill.
Welcome back to Dr. Trill. Today, our guests are Bill Belichick and Sean McVay. Now, recently, Coach Belichick gave Coach McVay them pause in Snoozer Bowl 53 and they haven't spoken since. Coach McVay, why are you acting so light-skinned?
Well,
He's probably just still in his feelings because we broke him off with a 10-piece dog. It's a Dracon.
oh, I'm still so salty. That trophy should be mine.
Get back, coach. Get back.
Oh, good boy.
Well, Coach McVay, I'm going to keep it real with you. The Rams shouldn't have even been in the Snoozer Bowl. So go ahead and hold that L like a big boy. Todd Gurley, what the hell are you doing on my set?
Coach McVay don't want me, man.
Come here, Todd. Give Dr. Trill some love. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Oh, security, get him the hell out of here. Now, Todd, maybe if you can catch a pass, you can play in the Super Bowl.
Get CJ.
Here's the real reason I brought you guys here, okay, Coach? Now, after the game, we did a paternity test. The results just came in. So, Coach Belichick, when it comes to Sean McVay, you are the father.
Well, I did make him my son last week, so this isn't surprising.
Well, Coach, this is what I'm going to need you to do, okay? Put that trophy down and give your son a big old hug. And take those rings off, too, because I don't want you to scratch his face up. Okay, there we go. All right, gentlemen, a nice big warm embrace, okay? A big Trill-size hug, if you could.
Come here, son. Do your job.
Dad.
Do you wash this hoodie?
Feel young. No. Where's Dr. Trill? Where's my jewelry and toolery?
Ha ha ha, suckers.
Oh, Dr. Trill, a true television icon. From one icon to another, a child who grew up with big dreams of becoming a stand-up comedian and eventually the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, he failed at one of those and was successful in another. Tony Rock is here. How you become a Steelers fan, dude?
Because when I played Little League football, we wore black and yellow, and I thought it was a farm system for the Steelers. I thought I would get called up at some point.
That's as far as the NFL career went.
Comedy's going good right now, but if the phone rings, I'm ready to go.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming on the show. And
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Slash.
Cordell.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Where'd you watch the game?
I watched the game in my house, and it was very boring, so I started doing other things. I went and, jumped on some phone calls and started writing some jokes, and I just kept looking at the TV every 10 minutes, and it was still 3-3.
Did you have friends over?
Yeah, I had a few friends over here.
You know, I just realized I watched the Super Bowl at your house, like back in the day.
Oh, no, I used to have the craziest Super Bowl parties in LA.
I just as I was chilling, I was like, I watched the Super Bowl at your house.
Before I had a girlfriend, I had the best Super Bowl parties in LA.
So once you got a girlfriend, you just can't have them hoes over.
Because you can't have, right.
Yeah.
You can't have a whole list party's no fun.
Yeah, no fun. Like there's no beautiful women at the party. Then it's not.
Yeah,
you know
a whole list party's like a treeless Christmas.
It's like having VIP with a bunch of the homies.
A treeless Christmas.
Or at least a Christmas with no ornaments.
Right.
All right, well, before we get into how many fucks with Tony, I want to get your take on something, dude. As a stand-up comedian, both you guys as comedians, what's up with Kevin Hart and Super Bowls? I mean, first of all, this dude's an Eagles fan. Last year, he's trying to get on the field. He's overserved. He's trying to get to the trophy. This year, Robert Kraft's son has to get him to get by security. Like, what's the dude doing at the Super Bowl?
You want to
flexing, just taking his fame and just seeing how far it can go.
Yeah, he's trying to see how famous he is with white people every Super Bowl. So every Super Bowl he realizes white people quite haven't grasped on to Kevin Hart yet.
I think white people are the ones that find him the funniest.
All right, moving on now. Time for How Many Fucks. A 26-year-old woman in Austin, Texas, your home state, Marty, was arrested for indecent exposure after being caught masturbating in public. The woman, who wasn't wearing any pants, continued pleasuring herself inside the police car, yes, while handcuffed. So clearly, she didn't give a fuck, and neither do we. Time for How Many Fucks. The largest Canadian cryptocurrency exchange can't access $145 million because their 30-year-old CEO died and he was the only one with the password. I hate when that happens. Quadriga's digital currencies are stored in offline accounts and Gerald Cotton's laptop is encrypted. So Marty, how many fucks about them missing $145 million?
I give a 1. I guess you can take it with you when you die. Right? So I knew this lady. She was married to this pastor, and he didn't want to do a prenup. He didn't want to do a prenup at all. And he's just like, look, we want to do this marriage. The one thing that you have to promise me is that when I die, if you're not marrying me for my money, when I die, bury me with my money to show it's true. And she signed a contract.
Wow.
So fast forward a couple years, life is going great. They enjoy each other, boat trips, and she's living this lavish life, and it's all wonderful and everything. He dies on the yacht. Money's still there. So what does she do? She buries him with a check.
Nice.
How many fucks you get?
I'm getting my jokes up today.
I give 100, what do you say, 145 million?
Yeah.
I give 145 fucks about this because if that was, clearly there were no black women working at this company because a black woman would get through that password like that for $145 million.
Definitely.
That's number one.
You hold his eyes open.
$145 a black girl's getting through that password.
True.
How many fucks, James?
I give one OG Chase savings account worth of fucks. I don't do all that crypto shit. I put all my shit in one account and I let it sit. If I'm losing money, I'm losing money. But I don't believe in all this futuristic crypto shit because this shit that's the shit that happens.
Yeah, this is the beginning of a lot of stories like
Matter of
this.
fact, I mean in a bag today. Just put it in a plastic bag.
Account. You gotta make sure your money is growing gradually. You gotta move your money around, bro. You gotta create multiple streams of wealth, and the best thing to do is invest.
It's in the mattress.
I like where James's head is at. I'm with you on this one. I give one big, beautiful Canadian dollar worth of fucks. Because that thing, when you get those Canadian dollars when you're in Toronto, you fold up your wallet, you feel like you have an art museum in your pants. It's like all this beautiful money, and they should just stick with that because that's obviously not helping with the cryptocurrency. All right, a 27-year-old Mumbai resident vows to sue his parents for giving birth to him without his consent. Who said I should be birthed? I didn't sign off on this. They said that Raphael Samuel says that he has a great relationship with his parents, but he compares birth to being kidnapped and to slavery. So, Marty, you're a parent. How many fucks are you?
Is that the guy right there talking?
I guess.
So this is interesting. I give one scrotum worth of fucks, right? Because his parents didn't choose him, right? There's a million pieces of sperm racing to the egg, and he outswam a million other pieces of sperm. Those are other kids that could have beat him in the race. He chose to be the winner. He swam the fastest. He got to the egg. Everyone else, they lost. And where they are. There's a bunch of kids in napkins right now that was never born.
He needs to take responsibility.
Yeah, for his own swimming, right?
For his own swimming.
Tony.
For his own swimming. So I give one scrotum. The vas deferens is where the sperm is made. It's created. You take that, you swim to the egg, and that's how he did it. So he outswam millions of others. He's
Tony, thanks again for coming on the show. How many fucks do you give?
I give 0 teaspoons of curry fucks about this because it's just a dumb thing to say and to try to sue your parents who've taken care of you your whole life is just dumb. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
How many fucks, James?
A sticky sock worth of fucks. He could have been in a sock, but instead he's out here living, prospering. He's got enough resources to sue his parents. You could have been in a sock under the bed, never to be found again. Till it's time to move.
Yeah, I give a fuck out of here, fucks. I'm with you, Tony. I don't give a fuck about
Here's
this
a question, though. But what about when parents come at the kids like they owe them something? When they become rich or famous or something like that?
When they try to Joe Jackson their children?
Then what? Like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here.
Right. They get a percentage, but like you said,
No,
I'm
they
the
don't
one
get
who
no
swam.
damn percentage.
I'm the one who swam.
Yeah.
But you created the sperm.
Yeah.
Universal Orlando now has a butt-naked troll, Guy Diamond, from the Troll movie, that farts and shoots glitter at guests. I'm not sure that would fly over at Disney World, maybe, but Marty, I know you love your trolls and you love all things, cartoons and animation. How do you feel about the farting troll?
I think this is amazing, man. I give a sunshine in my pockets worth of fucks because the Trolls movie was great. The glitter farting troll is something my daughter would love. The kids, it's not about the adults, it's about the kids. Farting is cool to kids, especially when glitter comes out and farts. Like, my daughter would love that. She'd probably be over there just sniffing glitter.
Tony,
would your kid not like one of those farts?
I give 0 shiny fucks. And there's a joke in there somewhere, but in these sensitive times, I'm just going to not go there.
I just love the idea if you're at Universal with the family and
coming out of a butt of a
troll comes over and tries to fart on
such
Tony
a joke
Brown.
there, but I'm not getting in trouble today, so we're going to leave it alone.
Well, I'll go there. If people are getting in trouble for pissing on people, what kind of message does this send that you got somebody farting glitter? then you think, oh, as a kid, it's cool to fart on people as long as it's glitter.
So how many
and if I'm
farts?
farting on people, next thing you know, you're pissing on people. And next thing you know, you're doing other stuff on people, and as long as it's glitter in your eyes, it's okay.
Now your daughter grows up and wants glitter on me, Daddy.
Yeah.
That's a larger problem already.
Glitter in my face.
There's a bunch of people with daughters that got glitter on their face. There's a bunch of times you walked around with glitter on your jeans. Glitter's a hard thing to get off of you, and there's been places where you go and glitter's a #1 thing of where you incriminate yourself. Now you can say I was at Universal.
See that? That's why I give one Magic Mountain worth of fucks.
I give one dope summer job worth of fucks. So if you want a summer job, you can go be the farting troll at Universal. Get on your shit now in February. So, all right, finally, a high school basketball coach in Tony's hometown of Brooklyn, New York, shot one of his players' fathers after the parent complained about his son's lack of playing time. The shooting occurred last month, but the victim was too wounded to ID the shooter. The coach lied to police about a third man pulling the trigger. Marty, how many fucks about the Brooklyn high school basketball shooting?
Wait, he couldn't ID the guy that shot him, and he was at only with the other people in the house?
Not for like a month, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I give a 6 man worth of fucks. I mean, he's trying to get off the bench. I want more playing time. My son needs to get in the game. He's a 6 man, but he's not like the 6 man kind of like, you know, so this is kind of fucked up. I mean, shooting the parent who, I mean, going to the dude's house, like, it just, catch him in his office. Like, going to someone's house and, like, with a dispute about your kid playing, and take your kids to the gym, and instead of arguing with the coach, you know, go take him to the gym and shoot some jumpers.
In office hours worth of fucks? How many fucks do you give, Tony?
I give 16 shots worth of fucks, because if you're going to come step to me as a coach about your kid not playing, your kid might not get his shots up, but I'm getting mine's up. If you want to.
How many fucks, James?
A coach's salary worth of fucks. He's just not making enough money to be dealing with this stress. And the person came to his house to talk about this?
Yeah.
You bring this drama to my house, I don't care enough about your baby to put him in the game for you to be bringing all this stress to me. And now that you're fucking up my energy, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
That's a crazy, crazy story.
Ah, damn, y'all kind of fucked up people right here. As a father, a future father, if your son's not playing, you don't want to go talk to the coach, especially if you feel like your
Don't come to my house?
Yeah, I'll come.
I mean,
I'll
office
talk to you
hours.
at the school.
Yeah, at the school, yeah.
Office hour worth of fucks. That's why I give a Ray Vocal worth of fucks. He was my high school basketball coach, and luckily he played me, so my parents didn't have to yell at him, so Ray didn't have to shoot them. So shout out to Ray Vocal. I love you, bro.
This is definitely some Air Bud shit.
Tony, you're going to be busy. You're hosting the Capital Comedy Festival in D.C.
Yes.
And you're going out to Chicago,
Yes.
and you'll be wearing Timberlands the entire time.
The entire time.
There it is. So I appreciate you coming by the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
Great
I
to
know a
see
guy
you.
that ran 4.4 in Timberlands.
I could probably do that.
Could you?
Yeah.
You could definitely be the quarterback for the Steelers.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah, they
go,
need some help. The
baby.
Steelers need some help, that's for sure. Coming up on Mostly Football, one of the stars of How High 2, the Marty biopic or origin story, DC Young Fly. He's in the house. But first, the Lakers are poised to trade almost their entire roster for Anthony Davis, and turns out that's not even the half of it.
Okay, look, Pelicans, you see, the thing is, now, if you trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers, then that means he a Laker, okay? So here's our first offer, okay? We gonna go Lonzo, we gonna go Ingram, we gonna go Kuzma, and we gonna throw in 2 first-round draft picks. So we got a deal or what? So we got a new and improved deal, okay? So we gonna go Lonzo, we gonna go Ingram, we gonna go Kuzma, we gonna go Rondo, we gonna go Lance Stevenson, 4 first-round draft picks, and 2 second-round draft picks. Now, do we got a deal or what? Okay, we gonna go every Laker but LeBron, 4 first-round draft picks, 4 second-round draft picks, an Obama special from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, both of Kobe's retired jerseys, Jack Nicholson's Netflix password, Chick Hearn's ashes, Phil Jackson's Lucky Do-Rag, Kareem Skyhook, Snoop's Roach Clip, Debo Chicken Coop, the Hollywood sign, the 405 Freeway, Disneyland, the Dodgers, In-N-Out, the Slauson Swap Meet, and since I really want to get this deal done, I'll even throw in the Cure. So do we got a deal or what?
Sorry, Magic. That just ain't good enough. We gonna need you to throw in LeBron, too.
Well, look, we can't give you LeBron, okay? But we could give you D.
D who?
D's nuts. Got him. Yeah. Y'all got the Lakers fucked all the way up.
Anthony Davis, still in New Orleans. What a surprise. All right, up next, actor, singer, and comedian. He's flaming folks on Wild 'N Out, and he's flaming fatties in How High, too. Amanda Seales says he has an angelic voice. Young DC.
Oh!
Well, nice to see you, man. What's going on, dude?
Man, slow motion, man. What you say my name was?
Slow motion?
What you just say my name was?
Young DC Fly, young guy.
Okay, I thought he said Young Diesel.
Definitely not clocking in at $110 over there. How was the Super Bowl week in Atlanta?
He's definitely unleaded.
You definitely. Nah, but it was boring. It was boring, man. It was.
The game was boring, but the week was.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the game. I don't talk about the game.
It was boring, bro. Like, really? You didn't even know people was outside. Like, people was outside. They was just like, oh, man.
The week was boring because NFL is corporate. So what happens at NFL Super Bowl week is a bunch of corporate motherfuckers who try to have a good time. But they have a corporate good time. They want to be cool because they have all the money.
And there was a lot of corporate people, but it was like people who ain't never been to a Super Bowl game or a football game before, and they were just out for the first time having a blast.
A lot of Maroon 5 fans, obviously, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of, basically.
But, I mean, you was at dinner with T.I. I follow you,
We
bro.
do that regardless. They ain't got to be by the Super Bowl. That's why it felt so regular. We would just sit here. We like, what you got to do?
But that's what happens when you get famous. The shit that people look up to is your regular
That's
day.
crazy because T.I. is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, that's your regular day now.
One of my favorite rappers.
And it's like, I know this. I'm just be like, I know this.
And I'm jealous. I'm like,
dinner's one of my favorite meals, too. I just love dinner. So, yeah, I mean, as an Atlanta guy, though, jokes aside, the Super Bowl halftime show, Maroon 5, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you know, I ain't gonna lie, Maroon did their thing. You know, they did their thing for a long time, for like 45 minutes. I was like, oh, they got a lot of songs. You feel me? They got naked on that motherfucking everything. But Travis came out and I ain't gonna lie, that was the hypest I seen the Super Bowl the whole night. When Travis did his thing, he did his thing, and then Big Boy and Sleepy came out there and turned up for Atlanta.
Sleepy was out there.
It's like Sleepy Brown.
I like the way you move.
That's when it got real for me. I was like, Sleepy's out there.
Sleepy is out there. I'm talking about, and they got the two-step.
They have the jacket on.
Yes. Oh, come on, you see the fire?
So here's a question. Like, I make a lot of music myself.
Right.
So we do a track with each other at some point.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we'll be on
We
there.
get it together, let's do it.
Which is pretty dope that you do music. How'd you get into making music? When did that start for you?
I've been musically inclined for a long time. I've been in the band.
Inclined?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the band in high school, middle school, elementary. I was in the church choir. I played the trumpet, saxophone, baritone. I'm a percussionist. I've just been in music all my life. And then my first time ever dropping a mixtape was in 2012. Called, damn, what was it? Live from the Pain.
Live from the Pack?
Live for the Pain.
Line for the Pain.
Live from the Pain, ugly little boy.
I don't know what you're talking about, little nigga. You want that your head look like a Brillo pad.
I ain't even gonna lie, boy. You built like a tight end, but I ain't even gonna lie to you.
He is a tight end.
I am a tight end.
You is? Oh, what's up? I knew it. I knew it. I said, damn.
That's how you know your roast was on
Bro,
point.
I knew it. I said, damn, boy. I knew it.
I love my daughter. When I go record music, I take my daughter to the studio sometime and she's on some tracks. I saw a picture of you with your daughter while she was asleep while you were recording. Like how much becoming a father changed your life? You know, you try to do everything and you have to bring them with you. You have daddy duty at night, but you still gotta get the work done.
It's fun, man. I don't really know why. I don't see how you cannot want to take care of your kids. You see what I'm saying? Like the feeling of wanting to take care of somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like
loving somebody more than you love yourself.
Loving somebody and wanting to care for somebody and watch them grow. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's my child. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's another feeling. So people don't want to take care of their kids.
I like how you clap. Somebody in his comments was like telling like you shouldn't be with your daughter.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
And I was like, you better be glad because I can be with your bitch.
DC Young Fly people. Don't come at him in the comments.
Having another kid. I could be like, no bitch making another one of these
your
little
bitch
ones.
could be having our child that you think is yours. And I'm gonna let you raise it.
We'll be co-parenting because we'll both be your girl's daddy.
Because I'm a great father, but I gotta be on the hush.
What?
I'm gonna be taking care of her. She gonna be thinking that gonna be able to take care of that motherfucking child.
So speaking of having like multiple women and things like that, you got a new single called 2 Shots.
2 Shots. I might have 2 babies.
Hey, can we hear a little bit of that music? Can we hear a little of that music right now?
Look when we talk about bars, cause I swear mine go hard. Yep, got nothing in your pocket, but you speak about racks, but you don't wanna speak about facts. But fuck that. Get your car nice to mine.
Okay.
But please don't make me draw behind with a 4-5 Martian side. D parts had to order mine. And the focus made the target rise. My partner locked up, free him. Know what it feel like to be him. But we got a scuffle when he get out because he disrespected me and I'm the only one that feed him. You know what that mean?
He said, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I'm not saying don't bite the hand that feeds you. We just had a misunderstanding, but we got it squared away though. And that my dog, he one of the hottest rappers to this day. You know what I'm saying? So, Foes up, what's up, my? You know what I mean? But that whole album right there was just like real street shit, whatever. Like that was my last rapping album.
So who are some of your music influences? Like who influenced you? Like who's some guys that you like? You say T.I. is one of your favorites.
Man, you know what? T.I. is one of my favorite rappers. Boosie is one of my favorite rappers. Tupac is one of my favorite rappers. You know what I mean? Who else I like to listen to? I like to listen to Big Crit. I like listening to Big Crit go crazy.
Yeah.
Sci-Hi go crazy too.
I like Sci-Hi.
Sci-Hi go crazy.
Well, you mentioned Tupac, you mentioned T.I. These are people who are not just rappers, but they're actors, they're Renaissance men, and that's what you are.
Right.
You're an actor. We see you on Wild 'N Out, and now you're gonna be on How High too with Lil Yachty. Tell us about that. Were you guys smoking on set? Was it?
I was.
What was the acting method, and were you guys?
He was hitting a little bit. He was hitting a little bit, but I ain't gonna lie. Seeing Lil Yachty high is just hilarious. You feel what I'm saying? Because he laugh at everything. It don't even matter. He just be like action. Hold up, wait, and then we just be out there just laughing like a motherfucker. But I had the weed.
Oh,
you know, I couldn't smoke that fake shit.
You had to have the real.
I had to have the real. That fake shit that had your head fucked up.
You're a method character. You're a method actor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Regular Daniel Day-Lewis over here.
I have to be over there smoking real weed because that fake, that synthetic shit. All right.
Anybody else pop up in the movie? We
Man,
see anybody else? Anybody else pop in the movie? Any cameos?
D-Ray popped up in the movie. Mike Epps. In the movie. Who else we got in here? Teresa Top Notch is in the movie. Who else is in the movie?
So everybody but James.
Yeah, just gonna say everybody but James.
God damn,
I didn't know, James.
Hey,
You should have called me,
I should have
man.
come. I should have come. But you know what? I got this show called Mostly Football.
Talk your shit. And guess who's a guest?
It's every week, but you know.
When the movie come out? When the movie come out?
How High 2 come out in 420?
420.
This year.
420 this year. So get your weed together.
I'm already
all your weed, LA weed,
See,
and
I'm
get it
already
together.
high.
LA got the best weed.
Listen, dude, you're a multi-talented guy, multifaceted guy. We wanted to test your.
420.
This year.
420 this year. So get your weed together.
I'm already
all
high.
your weed, LA weed,
See,
and
I'm
get it
already
together.
high.
LA got the best weed.
Listen, dude, you're a multi-talented guy, multifaceted guy. We wanted to test your.
Well, look like Woody on Toy Story.
Well, you can do a lot of different things. So you versus Marty in a game of mostly football X's and O's. You guys can head on over to the big budget movie quality game show board we have over there. We've got a game show host, courtesy of Netflix. He actually hosts a Netflix game show. So
Let's go.
James is gonna get
Let's go.
Coming out.
Take it away, and I guess
You say you're a tight end.
just gonna chill over here.
All right,
retired.
so guys.
I got rich and retired.
So guys, here's the game.
For what team?
Hey, 10 years. Patriots. How you come on my show and don't know who you talking
Oh
to?
man, cause I'm in the sports, but I'm like, damn.
Hey, guys, this is what's gonna happen, all right? I gotta read the prompter. DC, you go with the yellow rings. Marty, you're green. Goal is to get 4 in a row. For every question you get right, you put in a ring. For every question you get wrong, your opponent puts in a ring, and we're gonna go till there's a winner, or I say I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Because I'm the host and I got all the power. So first question goes to DC Young Fly. Answer this right, you can put a ring down up in there. This deceased rapper made up 1/2 of the famed group UGK.
Okay. Oh, do I answer it?
Yeah, I said this deceased
No, you can't repeat the question. You gotta be paying attention.
You gotta know the structure. It's like Jeopardy.
Pimp C.
Pimp C is correct.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Oh, I did go.
Yeah, you drop it. All right.
Yo.
All right. Marty, in spades,
we got
what is the lowest amount you can bid?
4.
Board or 4. Yep, that is correct. Okay. Using top ramen as a base, this popular prison dish is made in a plastic bag. This is for DC Young Fly.
What do you mean? This popular prison dish is made in a plastic bag.
Yep, and it uses top ramen as a base. I'll give you, it's either a bag of noodles, hot pot pasta, or spread.
You can't give him answers. There's multiple choice now.
Okay, it gotta be. Shoot, I ain't been to prison. That's the thing though. I only did county time. Shit. They wasn't allowed us to get no noodles. I was asking too. I was like, we ought to get noodles.
Just
get this Scantron.
I got noodles. Oh, shit.
We had sandwiches.
5, 4.
Sandwiches? Okay, it's a bag of noodles. It gotta be because noodles.
Okay, that's wrong.
It's not spread,
no.
is it? It is
It's
spread.
spread. It
I
was
know,
spread. So
I-
that's you, Marty.
I never ate spread.
All right, Marty.
Spread in jail. You better not eat a spread.
I was trying to help out our guest.
Don't spread or eat a
Clearly he
spread.
has no prison experience. What was the first state to legalize recreational marijuana?
Washington.
What?
Nope, it was Colorado.
Move. Boo.
All right, these two, this is for you, DC.
Okay.
These two rappers played Silas and Jamal in the original How High.
What the fuck is that?
These two rappers. Kid and play. Let's go. What?
No.
How high are you?
That's your movie.
I am high as hell. They gonna kick my ass.
My face came off.
That has to be the worst promo.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I'm not listening.
Come on so I can win.
I am
Oh my
not
gosh.
listening.
This rapper went, Marty, it's for you. This rapper went from being acquitted of murder at 19 to having a star on Hollywood Boulevard.
Snoop Dogg, bitch.
Yeah, that is
course.
correct.
I'm the fucking champion.
We
No
gotta
one
play
come in my
again.
house and win.
We gotta
No one
play
comes in my
again.
house and win
You gotta play
anything.
again. I wasn't listening.
Thank you.
Your face came off. That's a draw.
Thanks for coming by, dude.
Believe I
Appreciate
got How High
it. You've
2
got
going.
How High 2, just in case you
Hey, what
didn't
you
know,
smoking on? I
dropping
need to get
this
some of that.
spring. You're actually in the movie. Plus,
Yeah,
the
but
new
that gelato
single, it's
real, I
also
help.
out.
Oh, that gelato's
Anything
great.
else you got to tell you about
Wait.
your life? Appreciate you coming by.
I didn't say how high is with. Shit,
Can't get him. All right, coming up, the Chiefs' Orlando Scandrick joins Mostly Football. But first, who's the scariest player in the NFL? And if players could have walk-up songs like in baseball, what would they choose? Time for a Super Bowl edition of 4 Downs, Not with Kid and Play.
I'll choose the one I chose when I was a sophomore in high school. It's Stunting Like My Daddy.
Yes, Indeed by Lil Baby and Drake. It just bangs. It goes hard.
QC, all my guys, Migos, everybody.
Oh, that's cold. You're going to have a lot of people mad at me. I'm going to go with Future, though.
This guy right here. You see how big he is? Stand up real quick. Look at this. Look at me and look at this.
It is Calais Campbell. He's the scariest player in the NFL.
Oh, personally, I was afraid of my mother. She was the hardest hitting defensive player I ever went up against.
My good friend and a wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, Mac Hollins.
I would go with Troy Aikman. I think he's a proven leader. He has a lot of experience. When you're in a locker room and understanding diversity and understand how to lead a bunch of passionate men, that's how you lead a country.
The Sports Illustrated girls, always, you know, like Cindy Crawford, maybe, with all due respect.
Lauren London. Lauren London was Christina Milian. Man, love do cost a lot. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. All right, joining us now, he's an 11-year NFL vet. He just wrapped up a playoff run with the Chiefs, and he's one of Marty's former teammates. Orlando Scandrick is here. And were you not only his teammate, but you were his roommate?
Yeah, man, rookie year.
What was Marty the roommate like?
That shit was crazy, man. I don't know, I missed him when he left. Obviously, I ended up signing an extension. He ended up leaving. We still kept in contact. I was super happy for him. Super happy now he living in LA and we're together. You know, hopefully we could do stuff after, more stuff like this. But being his roommate, man, we was just talking about this in the hallway.
Was he saying off-the-wall shit before people were saying off-the-wall shit?
Man, he was putting me on Ustream sleeping at nighttime. Cause he stayed up all night. Like, this dude, he never slept. Well, when he came back to camp, now that I remember, he had an ankle sprain from working out, he said, but for sure he was playing basketball.
So it sounds like you were Marty's roommate and teammate. Yeah,
I know he was playing basketball.
It was basketball.
But so he wasn't sleeping. So every night I'm like, bro, he's like, bro, I got you on. I'm like, bro, let me go to sleep.
I don't sleep. I still don't sleep to this day, really.
What do you remember about Orlando's roommate?
I think the biggest thing, I just used to be on the phone with your girl at the time.
Yeah.
I just be like, dang, I usually be talking, I'm like, bro, I don't want to catch that on Ustream, like you having a personal conversation.
Bro.
I'll try to do all this stuff, because I was really, like, I had Marty B TV, I was doing all these different things, and I was putting everybody onto, like, the future of, like, what the athlete could be and become, and the bigger athletes that were on the team would take it all, like, T.O. would start doing it, then it's like, damn, my whole audience would drop down drastically and things like that. But it's crazy because everybody that we got drafted with was out of the league way before us.
For sure.
Felix was gone. Like, everybody was gone. Mike Jenkins, like, out of that class, you might be one of the main.
Me and you played the longest, and I think Tashard.
Tashard left early.
Yeah,
He
maybe
like
Eric
Walden.
Yeah, he played for a long time. But I just remember, man, we did a lot. Like, we was closer than people might have knew. Like, first New Year's party, New Year's Eve, we partying together in the club, taking off our shirts, doing shit we not supposed to.
That was my second date with
Cowboys
my
weren't
wife.
making the playoffs that year. Let's get back to present day as we go
We did
down.
make the playoffs that
Did
year.
you really?
No,
Wow. You faced Brady and the Pats twice this season with the Chiefs. What was the biggest difference you saw between the Pats and every other team, and just Tom? I mean, what's the biggest
Tom,
difference about
man,
Tom?
he like a surgeon. He's so calm. It's like he control the game. The game never ever gets too big for him. He never get down. I mean, whether it's the small stuff you play with him, man, he take a sack when most quarterbacks throwing interceptions. I mean, he making throws, he taking hits. I mean, he incredible.
He could throw 6 interceptions and still feel like he could win. Like, it's just like he's like ice cold. Like, he just, like, nothing really affects him. He never gets too high and too low. You know what I'm saying? He just always, like, he understands and he has a grasp for it, that he feels like he has a chance to get the ball. He understands his mistakes, and he's one of the few people that can make a mistake and then not make that mistake again in that game. He want, like, you could get him on the defense, you could try to disguise that, and the next time he'll get a touchdown on you.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's really been fun to watch him this year as he's getting older, but it's also been really fun to watch your quarterback this year, Pat Mahomes,
Yeah, man,
as he finds himself.
I actually got there with Pat. I mean, I just knew of Pat what I seen at Texas Tech, which was putting up the big numbers. But just playing with him, man, he fearless. He don't care. You know, he just out there playing. He believes his arm is stronger than, you know, anybody's position. I mean, Tyreek faster than anybody I ever seen, and Pat's still overthrowing him.
Well, we know he's a great football player. I know he was like a big-time baseball prospect. I had no idea he was a basketball player. Have you seen this, like the highlights of him that's going on everywhere?
Hey.
Seems like he can do kind of everything. So just give us something he can't do. Like, what does he struggle with?
He getting buckets, but honestly, it's a court in the locker room, and we always joked about this. The offense never get tired. They always playing basketball nonstop. We got to meetings. They playing basketball before practice, basketball after practice, basketball before the walkthrough, basketball after the walkthrough. So it don't surprise me.
I'm the best quarterback I ever see play basketball. Well, Tony Romo was good at basketball. Josh McCown. Josh McCown is ridiculous. We was in the gym one day. It's me, Julius Peppers, Alshon Jeffrey, and the most athletic person on the court was Josh McCown.
Really?
Shooting it, windmills, 360s down the middle of the lane. Seneca Wallace could hoop too. Like, it was just, the quarterback is one of those positions, those guys are like really good with balls. Pause.
Oh, come on.
All right, well, speaking of basketball, another superstar on the hardwood went in hard against the media last night. Let's take a look at what Katie had to say.
I have nothing to do with the Knicks. I don't know who traded Porzingis. They got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to play basketball. Y'all come here every day, ask me about free agency, ask my teammates, my coaches. You rile up the fans about it. Let us play basketball. That's all I'm saying. And now when I don't want to talk to y'all, it's a problem with me. Come on, man. Grow up.
Grow up. I like that. KD, he's angry about the coverage, of course, of his impending free agency and his impending trip to New York City to save the New York Knicks from years and years of suffering and dark despair. So, Marty, Orlando and pro athletes here on the panel, like, do you think KD's right in what he's saying about the media?
I think he was dead on. I mean, it's no right answer. It's just like they just poking and poking and poking at him to make him the bad guy. That was a Martellus answer right there, though.
Yeah, I agree with him. Like, fuck, leave me the fuck alone. That's equivalent to someone like a homegirl always asking your girl, like, is he cheating? Is he doing this? I saw him there. I saw this and there. Like, it's just gossip. It's not news. It's gossip. And sports media gossip, and especially in NBA, they're just like a bunch of gossip girls. The way they write these articles, it's all gossip that they're selling. And that's what basketball is now, because the way trades are going, they're not really covering the games. It's like, oh, you know, such and such doesn't like him, or they want more gossip. Like, gossip is what sells.
But
I just want him to come to the Knicks. That's all
but
I
is he
really
leaving?
want. Yeah, but exactly. But is he going?
But what?
But is he leaving?
Is he leaving?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not in this. Why would I care? Why do they care? Like, it has nothing, like.
You know what it is? The NBA is all storylines. That's why it's so popular. It's the storylines. It's like one big soap opera with 8-foot. You know what I'm saying? So like these storylines are what make people tune in. So it's like he knows he's on a show but he don't want to talk about the show. He's like, just watch the show. Don't ask me about what lines I got.
I think it make it uncomfortable from the shit that happened with Draymond in the locker room.
True.
To the like, so if you sitting here, you feeding into like, are you leaving? Then you already thinking, you know how I feel to have one foot out the door already.
Yeah.
Everybody like, you looking like, man, I'm just counting down, man. I don't care. I don't really care what happened. I'm about to get this bag, and whatever money it is, and I got 1 foot out. Like whatever happened, happened.
Yeah, the fans start hitting you up, players start hitting you up, families start hitting you up, and now it becomes a distraction to you. And all you really want to do is compete for another championship, and distractions are being created out of thin air. Wait till fucking free agency. The season is not even playoffs yet. Wait till when free agency gets ready to start, after they win a championship or whatever they do, then start asking them, KD, what's next?
He should just start trolling them. He should just be like, you know what? It is the Knicks.
Yeah, but
the next game, be like, you know what? It's the Lakers. You know what? Pistons.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to do that, though.
Why?
It's the obligation to them people that you sweating, you bleeding with, you riding with in the locker room.
Getting checks from Golden State, yeah.
And I think, it's just his fan base, his brand. You know what I'm
can't be
saying?
about to break up with somebody and be like, I got the, when you break up with somebody, even if you courting with somebody else, you'll be like, well, shit, you've been together, but I got this other girl right here. I know we doing our thing, but I think I like her a little bit more than you. So, yeah, most people don't do that.
It just sucks because, like you said, there's no right answer. So
there is a right answer. Come to New York. That's the right answer. Come save the Knicks is what the right answer.
Speaking of drama, you had a drama in your locker room as well this year with the running back down there. How you guys handle that?
Man, I was in the steam room when I seen the video. I'm like, that shit crazy. So it's like, by the time I get out the steam room, he gone. Locker room about empty, practice over. So we just like, I'm used to drama, as you know, from being in Dallas. So.
Was it crazy like to play with Dallas and then go to another team and be like, damn, football is totally different here?
Man, it was like night and day, bro. It was just like everybody was walking around like quiet. It was like Saints. It was got a lot of rules with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Andy a great coach, but he kind of got way more rules than we had in Dallas. But
so what happens when that story breaks and he's no longer on the team and he's a big part of your offense?
I think
obviously?
That was a sad situation just because knowing Kareem, and I was getting to know Kareem, and I thought he was so young. And, I mean, he just made a very stupid mistake. And, I mean, had social media and cameras been what they are now, back in the day, I think you would have seen a lot more of that stuff. Like, I think.
How do you navigate the space? Like, you've been a guy that's been able to stay out of the trouble in the media.
Listen, I don't do nothing no cameras.
Do you have a Roosevelt?
Yeah, but so nothing like that.
Do you have a Roosevelt?
No, man. I don't even know what that is.
They don't know who Roosevelt is. You know who Roosevelt is?
Oh, no. Roosevelt, or what's the other
Jerry
buddy
Jones
name?
guy.
No, the other buddy that I used to work with, Dez.
Y'all haven't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is like, we didn't make the NFL, so we don't know what you guys are talking about.
But look, before you get out of here are some rapid fire questions. I'm gonna give you a number, and you tell me if it's gonna be more or less than that.
No.
You don't want to do that? You don't want to play this?
You got it.
All right, over under 3 MVPs for Patrick Mahomes.
Over.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, over under. 1 more season you'll play in the NFL.
All right.
Sheesh.
This is for Orlando.
Oh, sheesh. Over, hopefully.
Okay, let's be.
Are you not tired yet?
Man, Marty tries to recruit everyone who comes on this couch to retirement.
Yeah, tired cashing the checks.
Nah,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
When they done playing,
Marty's trying to get you over to the Imagination Agency.
Would you switch to safety?
Hey, brother.
Would you switch to animated cartoons?
Hey, I am in the middle of an over-under game with your extra interview and ask questions.
It's crazy right here.
Over-under, 64 ounces of steak Andy Reid eats in one sitting. See, I'm asking the deep questions.
Under. He like cheeseburgers.
Yeah, he don't eat meat.
Okay, more or less, 16 scotches Jerry Jones polishes off in one sitting.
6 over.
Over, okay. You are engaged to model and actress Drea Michelle. So over and under 2 dates your fiance can get with me. And I'm messing it up, but can you just hook me up with one of her pretty friends?
Under. Your hat's corny.
Damn, that's crazy. See, I'm a positive person. I'm all namaste'd out.
Man, I'm
you know
just calling it like it is.
Okay.
Appreciate the honesty, Orlando.
Sitting on your head is corny.
Appreciate the honesty.
Okay.
So like 1997.
So what's your?
Well, you got Unabomber sunglasses on,
cool,
and you got golfer caddy pants on, and your ankles is out. So I know you cold from the shin down. So before you even say anything, you know what? You his friend. I try to keep it positive, brother. Why you trying to roast me?
Because you called me to your show. I'd never call you to my show.
You don't got no show.
I'm just letting you know I came because of him.
Orlando, come back anytime, dude. Love having you on the show.
Actually, don't come back anytime.
Join us each and every week
I was
on
giving you
Mostly
positivity,
Football.
man.
And because you've shared a room with Marty before, not just here, but you've actually slept in the same room with Marty.
We're not going to roast.
You've heard his philosophical comments about life, of course, in the past. But here's another deep shit.
It is difficult to kill ideas because they're invisible, contagious, and they move fast. Deep shit.
Speaking of big pieces of shit, hats off to the New York Knicks. Yeah, they traded their franchise's best player in Kristaps Porzingis, and their only hope. He was the last Jedi. Yeah, they're 10-43 with the worst record in the NBA. And yeah, hot dog at the Garden still costs $18. But Forbes just valued them as the most valuable franchise in the NBA at $4 billion. So go fuck yourself, 45 years of losing. Time for the Marty Awards. My Marty Award this week goes to something that James will appreciate, and that's the sport of golf. Yeah, that's what the Rams are going to be doing now that the offseason has begun. I have a tee time this afternoon. Marty keeps throwing his hands up in the air. He's upset that I'm showing love to this great game, the only sport you can get better at as you get older. I love the game of golf in its purest form. It'll be going on this next weekend here in Los Angeles. Marty, you want to go over to the Genesis Open for the PGA?
I don't have time to play golf. That's the rich white man's game. My Marty Award goes to Marsai Martin from Blackish. She was the youngest black executive producer in Hollywood history, and she just did a first look deal with Universal. So shout out to Marseille, her dad, Josh, and her mom, Carol. They're doing a great job, and you have a wonderful daughter, and she's creatively leading and pushing the way for daughters like my own. So thank you guys for what you're doing.
Yeah, my Marty Award goes to Candace Payne, a real estate broker who, on a whim, bought 30 hotel rooms last week so the homeless in Chicago didn't have to sleep outside in the polar vortex. 2 pregnant women and a family of 5 were among the people who benefited as temperatures dropped to negative 26 degrees. Candace bought everyone in the hotel a care package as well. That was really dope. Marty Award, to you, girl. Keep doing stuff like that.
It's actually like the most thoughtful and heartfelt Marty Award we've given out, I feel like, all year. So, yeah, shout out to Candace. Yeah, that was great.
Like, there's no corporate sponsor. There's no, like, pub. I'm not pubbing or promoting anything. Just good people doing good stuff, unlike making fun of people's hats. What?
All right, and we wanted to show some love, of course, to Martellus. Besides naming the award after you, PBS just ran a profile on our guy here in the Imagination Agency and everything you're up to, including Mostly Football. Thanks for sneaking us in there. We appreciate that. If you missed it, here's a clip of Marty being talked about on PBS and catching a big NFL check.
And I got a briefcase, and I handcuffed myself to the briefcase, and I took it home. And, I just threw the money in the air. And it's like, I'm rich, just throw money in the air, and I laid in it. And I woke up, there was like 20s on my face from sweating, and the money, then I put it all back and took it back to the bank. I turned the ceiling fan on, too, for the special effects.
So that the money was swirling.
That's great, dude. That's a great story.
Yeah, I know. Have you ever done that? Get a large sum of money that's yours and take it home and cash and just throw it up and lay in it?
I mean, this is a really shallow conversation. Of course I've made a lot of money, but I've never tossed it to myself. I've never had a blank check moment, no.
Why is this shallow? This is great.
Because we're more than the money we make. It's what we contribute to society. Now, speaking of contributing to society, when we were in Atlanta last week, I wanted to take in some of the culture outside of football. Besides Magic City, I mean, I already conquered salsa dancing, so I figured I'd, win in the Dirty South. What's up, it's your boy James Davis. We are in Atlanta, home of the Super Bowl. Right outside that window is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Right now, I'm with the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta. That's Alani, that's Yasmin, and they are about to teach me how to step. You guys go to Clark Atlanta?
Clark Atlanta University.
And it's Zeta Phi Beta.
There we go.
Y'all say it.
Zeta Phi Beta.
Ooh, I like how y'all say it. It sounds better. What is the significance of stepping and why is it so important?
It originated in South Africa.
Okay.
It was originally called the gumboot dance, where Africans, they were miners. And because they couldn't use drums and stuff like that, they actually used a step in their boots. and that's how they kind of communicate. They use rhythm, they kind of use, music.
Do you guys feel like you could teach me how to step?
I hope.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, step, 5, 5.
Okay.
Step, clap, down, up.
I just gotta skip this part, and then I'm here. Okay, watch, boom, guys, watch. No, I got it. Step.
Yes.
What's next? The end?
So you're gonna stomp your left, right knee comes up.
Stomp my left.
Stomp left, right knee come up. Up. Under, yes. Yep. Again. Yes. There you go. Stomp, stomp, clap, hit, stomp, clap, hit, stomp.
Yep, we got it.
Stomp the yard 3, let's go.
I mean,
let's go.
You see the talent? You see what I did?
You look like a private school kid that went to the urban community and transferred to a new school, trying to fit in.
As he looks over to the private school kid over here. Sorry.
He went to private school too.
Went to the private school.
I did. Me and Bronny, we go to Crossroads. Actually, I don't go there anymore.
Yes.
I
Well,
graduated.
if you want to see somebody really who has rhythm, next week's adventure with Marty, I hang out in the studio with Atlanta's recording legend, The Dream, to collab on some dope shit. And I can't wait for you to hear this. Well, kind of.
No more noodles, girl. This that jumbo crab.
All right. I like that one.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to the bottom of that, Jeremy.
What?
There's things that you guys like when you're in that room with the mic, and there's things that I like, and I usually get what I like. So it's all good. Here we go.
Joining us now, as always, Yahoo Sports fantasy analyst and arguably the biggest Chicago Bears turned LA Rams fan you'll ever fucking meet in your life. Our good friend, the beautiful Liz Loza.
Thank you.
They say misery loves company. That's why James is here. So give us your take on the Super Bowl.
James. Take on the Super Bowl. I did not find it as boring as everybody else. Maybe that's because I wasn't in Atlanta. I was eating wings and getting roasted on 805, and it was great.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest problem is Jared Goff. He can't get past his first read. I thought you described it perfectly earlier in the show when you talked about it. To me, though, Jared Goff looks like, and New England fans aren't going to like this, you may not like this, a very early career Tom Brady. He's a system quarterback. I don't think he's as hungry as Brady because he doesn't have that chip on his shoulder as a 6th-round pick. Like, I think Belichick was able to say, like, all right, you can be a robot and the best ever, but you have to put in the work. And there was a transition that Brady clearly made the decision to become the GOAT, and it worked for him. I don't think Jared Goff, and I don't know him, never met him, this is pure assumption, doesn't have that sort of hunger. He was the first overall pick. He went to Berkeley. He's looking at cloud shapes during the Super Bowl in a damn dome. I don't know. I think he's a big problem, though.
Well, I think that it's very different because, like, where I come from, a lot of kids who play football, it was for a better life.
Sure.
Right? So a lot of guys, when you meet them, like, the best kids to draft are kids who went through adversity.
They're hungry.
Right? You want to find adverse situations through their life, like they had to overcome so many things. Those are the guys that usually work a lot harder to be great. When someone has everything and they're really good, it's always a little bit different. They have to develop that.
Well, a lack of privilege provides stakes.
Yes.
Right? So.
I don't know. Privilege was something that never came along with my name.
Which is
Don't
why.
look over here. So the Rams for next season.
Listen, Ben's Battle Cat broke on
That's right.
Christmas Day.
That's right.
Don't
I
you
lost the
forget
He-Man
that.
toy my 5-year-old Christmas. There's a lot of adversity.
While on my Christmas, the Battle Bot was still on my wish list.
So, all right, you got a harder upbringing than me. Okay, I get it. So, the Rams, they've lost the Super Bowl. Most often, when a team loses the Super Bowl, they don't even make the playoffs the next year. I think of the Panthers, and I think of a couple other teams in recent years. Walk me through what happens next for the Rams. What's their first order of business this summer?
Well, I think we need to figure out what happened with Todd Gurley. I don't think we all know, right? He's an amazing talent. C.J. Anderson was a great fill in, but I don't know if that's sustainable. I think there's a lot of retooling that has to do. I mean, they added pieces to make it to the Super Bowl. This was an all-in team, and so there's going to be a lot of retooling. I'm not as worried about it and this Super Bowl hangover so much because I feel like this team is so young and they've beat so many expectations. Like, come on, let's just take a damn breath.
What's your conspiracy about Todd Gurley? What's Liz's theory on what happened?
I mean, I think he is hurt, and nobody wants to talk about it. I just don't know what kind of hurt he is, and I don't like when analysts say, like, oh, that's a meniscus. Shut up. You've never put on pads. You don't know what the hell that feels like.
Yeah, and also, no one knows what a meniscus actually
Right.
is.
Yeah, it's this.
I mean, do you think he's
I've played with a tore MCL. I've played with broken foot. I've played with all kinds
And
of
he
things.
did play, and he did look. I was surprised because he had 2 weeks up until the game against Dallas, right? And he put up over 100 yards in that game. I thought with a 2-week amount of time to rest until the Super Bowl, he did look, he didn't play unhealthy. He just didn't play a lot.
Well, no, Dallas, the offensive line is the reason why he got those yards. Like, he didn't have to make cuts. He was just hitting
Saffold
these
put in a great game.
Those are big holes everywhere. They wasn't able to clear those holes for him, right? Like, against the Patriots and against the Saints, they wasn't able to make those holes. So if those holes aren't there, he's not a back that really that creates from nothing. Right, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, Saquon Barkley, his O-liner missed all the blocks and he'll still get you 8 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Todd Gurley's not built like that way low to the ground where he can make something out of nothing.
He won't burrow, right?
Yes.
Is it someone's responsibility, though, to share the fact that he's injured with all of us out there? I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of fucked up.
I don't think so.
I think what the Rams need to do, they need to get that Everett. Is the tight end named Everett, right?
There's two, Everett and Gerald Everett.
So they need to get a prolific tight end for Jared Goff, and they need to get him a big receiver they could just throw the ball up to sometime. Like that, like Jared Goff.
Well, Josh Reynolds, but he's not clean enough. I think.
Yeah, well, Josh Reynolds is more of he's a big receiver, but he's not a jump ball receiver to me.
No, he's like a Marvin Jones.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a guy that goes up and gets the ball, like a Jermichael Finley used to do. Like, you know, like a guy that could just
It's true. They don't have that big target.
You don't have to be wide open. Like he can't really throw people open. So he has to have somebody that's a trust factor where he could, like Alshon Jeffrey is, right?
Sure.
Nick Foles just throws it up. Alshon, go make me a play. You have to have somebody like that on your team, whether it's your tight end or someone in that position, so that he could get himself out of trouble.
You need somebody with a funky name. Alshon, Jermichael, something like that.
I like your point about the tight end, though, and I did think Everett was going to have a better year, but he's also a second-year player who was hurt a lot for the preseason, so I think he missed preseason reps, and that.
But preseason's no matter. Todd Gurley missed the entire preseason. Just get him reps in his game.
And the tight end position's so tough.
No, it's not. It's not as tough. Well, the reason why tight end position.
Since when? How many dang episodes we heard about how
Yeah, exactly.
All I've heard. Working his way back into the white flag.
Let me tell you why the tight end position is tough, right? Like why guys don't groom, right? Because coaches don't let them grow. Like, right? If a guy can't block that well, they don't push him to become a better blocker. They find a blocking tight end and they try to use this guy on third downs and things like that. Let them play. They will get better. After getting your ass kicked for a really long time, you will develop your skill set because you don't want to get your ass kicked all the time. So tight ends, they have to play because the tight end is about being savvy and being on the same page with the quarterback. Like, what does he like? The middle of the field. Like, all their middle of the field is off play action, and none of the play action is really to the tight end.
That's true.
Well, one team that has a great tight end, obviously, the New England Patriots, and their fans took to the streets of Boston on Tuesday to celebrate the team's third Super Bowl title in the past 6 seasons, which is just insane when you think about it. Equally insane, this OBJ-like grab by TB12. That was pretty impressive. The GOAT only needs one hand to catch a football, but 2 hands to rock all 6 of his rings. And check out that aforementioned great tight end, Rob Gronkowski, doing it big, as Gronk you would expect. What was your parade like, Marty? What do you remember from the parade?
Well, I didn't want to go at first. I was so tired. I just wanted to go home. I had been in Boston all year, and my wife was like, "Why wouldn't you go to the parade?" My brother didn't go to his parade, and I was just like, "Mike didn't go to his." You know what I'm saying? Like, will I miss out or whatever? What is the parade? Like, we already did what we needed to do. We won.
That's Marty.
So
is that Marty? Is that some footage from Marty's parade?
I decided to go.
So long ago. I'm surprised it's not
It was
black and
crazy
white.
because we got to be kings for a day, right? There's 1.5 million people out there rooting for you. I'm happy I went. It was raining. It was cold, but it really didn't matter. It was like that last hurrah with the team, those guys that you won with, and it was crazy because like someone threw a balloon full of cocaine on the party, but on the the duck boat.
What?
And it was like, get the shit off the coat, like, get it off. It was like, shit, we throw it in the crowd. Would it look like it came for us? Like, what did we do? Kick it off the back, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was crazy. Gronk was like Stone Cold Steve Austin. They crack it open 2 beer cans. I don't drink beer, but that day I let Gronk pour beer in my mouth while we was on the duck boats, and it was just an amazing day. It was pretty cool.
You deserve to celebrate after winning a Super Bowl, and you know, often the team that wins the Super Bowl gets to celebrate at the White House. This year, a lot of players aren't going. Marty, you, some would say, set a trend, did not go to the White House when 45 has been in office. I'm guessing you don't regret that decision.
No, there's a lot of people that invite me to their house, and I always tell them no. I don't care what your job is, what your status is. If I don't like the conversation we're going to have or what you're about, I'm not coming to your house. It could be the White House, it could be a black house, it could be whatever house, it could be a mansion. If I don't really vibe with you, I'm not going.
Because your time is valuable.
And my time is the only luxury we have.
That's
And then I want to spend my time with a dickhead.
Well, you know,
cheeseburgers and Big Macs.
What the fuck I'm gonna do with a cheeseburger?
Filet-O-Fish, man.
I mean, like this.
Filet-O-Fish. High five.
A lot of guys like, so it's really like, you know, like it's kind of like this is these times you really can't straddle the fence, right?
No.
You have to show, companies have to do it. You know, products have to do it. Adidas had to pull down a pair of shoes because they decided to come out with an all-white pair of shoes during Black History Month, and it's like part of the Black History Month package, you know? So like everybody's like then Gucci just did the whole blackface thing with the little turtleneck that looks like blackface for this half of your face. Like, who designed that shit? So it's like, you really have to be aligned with your values and your morals as a company. And I think, like, one of these things is, like, and people are like, oh, would you go and try to talk about change? Like, there's much more people who could provoke change.
Right. And Steve Kerr,
he has not done it yet at all.
Steve Kerr is doing what you've talked about. He took the Golden State Warriors privately. It wasn't reported to Obama. I know, James, I think you do a pretty killer Obama impression. Would you? What would happen if Marty had the opportunity to go to Obama's White House? Could you do a little something?
He would probably say something like, nice to meet you. You're big as shit. I am going to fire all of my Secret Service and hire you. You had a great season, and I'm glad you're fucking with me and not Trump. I don't know.
I think that was fantastic.
I just appreciate you guys trying to use me in this segment because you know I don't know shit y'all talk about.
I loved it.
I just like to hang out. I just like to hang out with people who I want to converse with. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to be there and just be like, oh, fuck, I don't want to fucking be here right now. You know, I don't like to. I've worked way too hard to go to places I don't want to be.
Amen.
Right. Well, Liz,
thank you for working on that Obama impression because it brought me back to a fuzzier, happier time.
We appreciate you wanting to come to our house and hang out here with us each and every week. Do an awesome job. So thank you for stopping by. As always, the great Liz Loza on the show. Yes. And are the Patriots going to win it all again next year? We're already taking Super Bowl bets for 2020. Well, here's our pick from our ugly ass dog.
Yo, Ben, I know you used to work there, but for real, the E in E! News stands for error. The so-called entertainment network tweeted their excitement about Outkast performing at the halftime show. Aw, shit. Then after they realized all black men don't look alike and it was just Big Boy, they tweeted their surprise. They weren't the only ones mistaking black dudes. Sports Illustrated tweeted a story of Vince Young getting arrested with a picture of a different Longhorn, Ricky Williams. Damn, y'all. It's time for You're Better Than That. Today's winner is this dude, Alexander Goldinsky, who got caught on video faking a slip and fall in New Jersey. Thinking no one's watching, my man tosses ice on the ground in the cafeteria, then, wait for it, hits the deck and waits to be discovered. He's charged with insurance fraud and being a fucking moron for not knowing there was a security camera. You're better than that, Alexander.
Yeah, it's a theme to our show. It's just like people trying to come up on people for money. Yeah. Like, stop doing that. Why don't you like put in some work and, you know what I mean? Yes, I don't know.
Everybody's looking for the shortcuts.
Smokey, what you doing back there?
What?
Yes, exactly.
This is a great show. This is a great
As
show.
always, we like to leave you with a parting gift. Here, the Pelicans are clearly walking away from the Anthony Davis trade with the Lakers.
Hey-oh, topical. All right, that does it for us this week. Make sure to catch us on Mostly Football every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific on Yahoo Sports and Complex. Any last words?
Yeah, respect. Y'all put some respect on my name next episode. I'm tired of showing up here and y'all just act like I ain't doing stuff out here. You talk about my outfit, you have your friends come over here and roast me. It ain't cool, man.
Well, don't fucking stand us up for dinner in Atlanta to go, hang out and bring Will Smith
That's what you
peanuts or whatever the fuck you do.
Here are all the crews hanging out.
Touche.
Anyway, the Pelican is Louisiana State bird, and the blue bonnet is Texas State flower. Thank you.
All right, for Marty and James, I'm Ben Lyons. Peace out. Thanks so much for watching.
We're going to work it all out.
It's a wild episode.
We're going to work it out.
Yeah,
We're going to work it out.
DC Young Fly, what up?
Complex Networks.